Hello and welcome back to Space Engineers. My name is Rabenschild. Today I have some special things for you. I'm so happy. Yesterday I was contacted by 00FANT, a German dude that is watching my videos, and he is a programmer, and he had some things for me because I was talking to people about the drilling rig being a bit slow because it takes time to drill, and we need to drill relatively slow, but then in the end bringing that thing up again takes the same amount of time because I just press reverse and then it comes back up again. Alex Hudson had an idea to maybe change the speeds of the pistons to the exact same speed that the whole drilling rig has, and then using timers to bring down every single one of them. Also a good idea, and I kind of started to think about that, how to do this. It would be just the way that if you return, you could just set a timer to just then pull everything up, and then you at least get a better time when they come up. But 00FANT has had the idea to do it with programmable blocks, and I know that this is possible to do it with programmable blocks, but he immediately came and said, here, I have this for you. And so I got a script to do certain things. So what we can do now is, you see, I tested that already. We can start the rotor, we can start the drill, and then we don't touch the piston thing that I have set up here. We have two other buttons. So we can press this one, and then the drilling rig starts to work. It is really, really nice. It goes down the same amount that, or in the same speed that we had set up before. And it's pretty neat. I will wait a moment so that it has the chance to drill something. In the meantime, we can prepare something, because 1WSX10 had the idea to push this rover a bit. It is relatively unstable, and so we might want to work on this a bit more. 1WSX10 said, yeah, then maybe just put some thrusters on here so that you can press it into the ground a bit more, and I think that's a good idea. I will remove these decorations on the side, and I want to just put some small atmospheric thrusters on here, so the whole thing hopefully stays a bit better together. In the meantime, the drilling rig can do its work. Again, I was so happy yesterday. Someone came and said, here's things I've got for you, and I think I have a solution for your problem. That made things a lot easier. Okay, I want to just have some atmospheric thrusters here that are just pointing up. This should make the whole thing a bit more stable when it comes to driving over very unstable ground, and if it gets pushed up, it hopefully stays on the ground a lot better. The same hopefully counts when it comes to flipping. Sometimes if I go into corners with this thing, then it starts to roll. It shouldn't, because it's really flat and shouldn't be too crazy. But it still does. Okay, we need some metal grid. I've brought in some cobalt with the drone. And one thing I found with the drone is that we kind of have to make a decision there, because I said rovers on Mars. And now I'm using a drone to fly out the materials. And this is nice and works really easy, but that's not a rover. So I might want to start another rover that we can use to collect materials from here and bring them back to the main base. So we need to figure out a way to feed in materials into something. That will be interesting. I learned one thing I learned is that this thing is a bit dangerous, having it in the middle of the rolling chassis here, because sometimes it happens that when I follow a space where I have materials that I'm drilling out, and I drive forward to make the next hole, then at one point the rover ends up over a big hole and I cannot drive away with it then. So we might have to find another position for that, or we have to kind of decide on not drilling in lines or something like that. But it's pretty neat. Good. Okay, what we can do now. We see that the drill has gone down a bit, and now if we would want to pull the whole rig back up, we would need to put it into reverse, and then it would take time, and it would need a bit of time to come back up. But what 00FANT'S did for me is he wrote again a script that makes it so I can independently set up speeds for these pistons. So I can have pistons that go down slow but come up really fast, and I don't need to touch anything. It's really, really neat. And he even put in the works that I can do that with rotors too. So one of the next things I want to do is bring in this rotor here and set it up in a way where it where it snaps into place, because we are working on this. He's putting work into the whole thing, because once I had the opportunity to have someone that is open for suggestions, I said, okay, what can we do? Can we maybe go and even set rotor lock on the whole thing, so that I can fold the thing up, and then immediately when it goes into the position I want it to be in, it snaps into rotor lock. He said, yeah, that's possible. And then I said, would there be a way to do it with groups, because the whole thing was set up for one single piston before. And I said, could we make it a bit easier to be able to set up a group that we can go down to and all that stuff? And he said, yeah, that's possible. I can do that for you. And now I could just integrate the whole thing here into one group. I had that done already. I just renamed the group a bit. And then it was just a matter of setting up an argument. Each of these buttons is putting in an argument into the programmable block, and then the programmable block reacts on this group. Another cool thing is it not only works for the group, it also works for single pistons. So I can go in and say, I want just this piston to move in a certain way. And it can also work, it seems, for rotor groups. So I could set up a rotor group that does certain things for certain speeds, and again, I can set up the speed for the pistons. I can set up the minimum and the maximum. The direction is just set by saying, okay, I want it to go in a positive way, then it extends, and I can say I want to have it go into a negative way, and then it retracts. And I say we, and that's completely, I just said, would it be possible to do it this and this way? This whole thing is independent from the reverse thing. So the setting of the piston before are still all there, it seems. It is just a thing that gets introduced into the whole thing once it works. Okay, the settings vanish. I don't care. So the speed settings are set for each piston basically, and then it reacts to that. It doesn't touch the impulse axes or anything like that. Doesn't touch the inertia tensors. It just goes in and says, okay, I want it in a velocity of into that direction. I want it in a velocity of into that direction, and I want it to go minimum this, maximum this. So it's really, really nice. And again, just with arguments, put it into a button and it runs at the moment without flaws. So I'm absolutely happy about that. This is so nice. We even talked about the drill here. He came up and said, okay, the H is nice, and again Craig Connors came up with the H, and he said you could also just work with a Z or this shape, because it basically does the same. I might want to test that. The problem with it is that I then have the feeling that it wouldn't drill fast enough. I hope I can I can deal with that. We will see how that works out. Good. Let us test this thing. What is missing? Metal grid is missing. Didn't I order metal grid? I ordered metal grid. Why is it not coming? I should have cobalt. I brought in a lot of cobalt. There is cobalt. So is there a connection missing? No. This connection here. There is a connection here. Everything is green. This connection is green. This connection is green. Works. Green. We'll have to take a look at that. This is something I don't know what's happening here. The assembler is... Could be that the assembler's... Yes, so we might want to take out some stuff. Some stool. I need something to organize the whole thing here. That's something I need to deal with. Maybe one of the scripts that cleans up the assemblers and organizes my cargo. Okay, let me make a shortcut and then we test out the car, and then I want to build another thing that we definitely need for the whole rover thing. Oh, by the way, one thing I wanted to say is that 00FANT was very, no, you don't need to say anything, and I need to say thanks again. That's really nice. That's really good work with all this thing. It's we talked about it. If there's interest, if there's interest in the whole thing, then we could put it out there, or he wants to put it out there, then maybe on the workshop, or don't know if there's interest. He's also in my Discord, so if you're interested in the whole thing, then ask him about that thing there. So that it's just a thing, because again, he was not interested in plugging his channel, doing anything. So I don't know. He was really adamant about, no, I'm not putting out content, so there's nothing you really need to do. And I was, yeah, but I have to do something about the whole thing. No, everything's good. Let me do something. I always have this whole antenna thing there. It's really distracting having the another signal there that hopefully we don't run into too crazy problems here. Okay, that's something I cannot do anything about. This flipping, that is not something that the thrusters can get rid of, but it keeps the whole thing to the ground. That's something I really like. It seems that in corners or in curves it works a lot better, because the thrusters push it down. Or do they? I can't see if there's any output from them. There should, because the dampeners are on. Maybe it's something where I need to go in and have to set them at an override. I hope that 1WSX10 says, maybe gives me more information what he thinks about that. But I think in corners it behaves a bit better. It stops lifting up too much. That's good. Again, the whole turning and this completely veering off course, that's something that I want to, yeah. See, that is not nice. I am happy that I have put on the gyro. The gyro makes it so that I can just turn the whole thing around. Okay, this going too crazy into corners is not good. We need better ways to keep this to the ground. It's just too fast. But I don't want to have something slow here. So more suggestions. More suggestions, I would say. I don't have a lot of power on here, so we need to keep that down. Yeah, there was damage to the whole thing. That's not neat. Good. The next thing that we need to do, and I will make a shortcut before we start doing that, is this thing needs a solar tower. I need to work on that. The whole problem with it is that I need the ice that's in here for hydrogen, and I want to have a solar tower that uses oxygen farms and solar cells. With the wind turbine, that thing will move. I think I will make a bit of a spire and then put it on there. But with the wind turbine, I'm getting enough power in to refuel the batteries or to fill the batteries again when nothing works, when everything is standing still. I need a bit more power to eventually make the refinery a bit better. I removed the basic refinery on here. And again, I want to get speed modules on here and maybe yield modules, or not speed, maybe, I'm not sure if I put in speed and yield or if I go for the power saving and yield. We will see how that works. If I get enough power, then speed would be nice. Having speed to get rid of the stone and to work with the materials would be really, really nice. We will see. First, solar tower. Then we can see how much power we get, and then we can deal with the refinery. The solar tower will be a really easy construction, or a really simple construction. I don't want to go too crazy over the top with this. So we will use conveyors to go up. We need to use advanced rotors for the oxygen farms. Without it, it wouldn't work. But we will go up here, have an advanced rotor here. Izzy's solar script will be the thing that drives the whole rotor in the end and all that stuff. So no problems here. So more advanced rotors. I want to have 4 solar cells and 4 oxygen farms on here. Maybe we can keep it small. We should be able to keep it small and just put in conveyors. Maybe we can make the top, these top thing. Can we get the, it's so small, the offset, I think, make a lot bigger. Braking torque, rotor lock, air, inertia tensor. That is something I want to turn on. There must be velocity. Rotor displacement. That's what I want. Nope. No, I have to search for it again. Rotor displacement. We will just go. Oh, okay, that's the maximum. Cannot go bigger with it. So what I'm using here is not sure if that's build info or if that's, there's mods out there that make it possible that you can just from the outside go in and change some settings. I want to bring the rotors to the maximum displacement so that I get a bit more freedom down here when it comes to rotating the. Okay, 9. The oxygen farms, they produce oxygen just from sunlight, and that's why they are a good match with the solar cells here. The solar cells with Izzy's solar script just get pointed into the sun at all times, and that's how I want to have my oxygen farms too. So let us just combine that. Makes my life a whole lot easier. There's a we have a small business bureau on our street. It's the only one. For some reason, someone has yeah, there's a house where someone lives, and there's also a just an office space connected to it. New people came into this, and I'm not sure they do something with cars. I have the feeling there's a lot of uh, cars with stereos, loud, bassy stereos driving through the street. The neighbors will be not happy about this. I have the feeling. Okay, this is all that we need. Now, the next thing that we do is we add a programmable block. Programmable block to the whole thing. One thing I'm not too happy about with this is that it acts upon the center of mass of the whole thing. So it will not be a good thing to drive with. Okay, we need to connect it to the whole system. I will do that with the Eichster tubes, because they here on the deck we want it to have it kind of flat. So go we just add one of these things. When that's done, everything should be complete. Let us see what's missing. Whole thing with having just one built-in repair system makes everything a bit it makes the stuff go relatively slow. So one of these, and then some of the conveyors. How are they called? Heights. Okay, nice. Some of these here on the rig. I tend to go in and order everything to, yeah, kind of so that I don't have to use too much cargo space on having components in there that don't do anything. So that's why I mostly order everything directly here. Makes storing the whole stuff a lot easier. 3. Let us hope that this all works out. I might have to get rid of the solar panel here. I've just set that up so I don't run into power problems. But the batteries will do the work for now. I have 5 batteries down here now. Finished all of them. I removed the batteries up here. They don't need to be here. This thing again, it is big, but this thing in the end is basically more of a driving base than anything I had before, I would say. The truck is a nice thing, and with the arm it has all of the same functionalities, but now without the MRMOS we lose out on that, and this kind of does a better job of doing all what the truck should be able to do. It drives a lot better. That's a big thing. That it is a lot easier to drive around. Okay, I will wait until this thing is done, and then we will put in the solar script. The tower is done and drilling is done too, but I forgot 2 things that I want to do, because now that we have oxygen production or dedicated oxygen production, we should have some tanks, I would say. And so let us bring in some oxygen. Where are they? Something removed my oxygen tanks. That's not nice. Is it O2 tank? No. What is it called? Let me search for it. I have this mod installed. Maybe that throws it off. I hope that all the models didn't vanish. That would be bad. That would be bad. I need to take a look at that later. The tanks would just be nice so that I can store the oxygen that I have here, and the production that I'm... There's a problem with... There is an oxygen tank, but it doesn't go up. Ooh, that's not good. See, this is what shows up, and that's not the right thing. Maybe I should search for that and take a look if there's a problem with them. I will do that in a bit. Okay, then let us place the tanks later. First, we do the solo script. Now let us do something before. Yoink. The whole script makes the drilling process a lot easier, because what I can do now is I can drill, that takes a while, then I can relatively fast pull the thing in, drive to the next space I want to drill in. So we just have to spend the time drilling here and not the time bringing that whole thing up again. So that's really, really great. The next thing, again, putting in the solar script. I hope it doesn't react as violent as it sometimes does. We will edit this in, go in and say solar. Easy solar alignment. One thing I need to change is this. Changed the name of the group, and again, it didn't do a lot, but I changed the name of the group. And if you want to change the name of the group that you have to add in, you just change this line, and then that is well done. If you, for example, want to have multiple solar towers and you want to have for each solar tower a different solar script, then use this, and you can use different group names to sort that out. Okay, this works, and it is already working. The alignment process will come later. Sometimes it takes a while until the whole thing starts to work. Good, now I have to worry about the oxygen tanks, but that's something I will solve off camera. Good people, I think that's all for today. Hope you liked the episode. If you did, then please leave a like on it. Let me know what you think about this. Again, 00FANT is on my Discord. Maybe you can ask him questions there. And if this should be put out, then let me know. Then I can talk to him about that, and we can see how we do it, what we do, if we just put it in a base bin and you can grab it from there, or if we put it on the workshop or something like that. Let us know about this. Good people, I would say thanks for watching. Hope you liked the episode. If you did, then please leave a like on the video. That helps me out to hopefully share it with more people. And yeah, take a look at the description. There's all the links you might want to know: Twitter, Patreon, and the mod collection. I hope to see you in the next video, I would say. See ya, guys.